Hi, everybody. Lori here. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm excited to be a part of the Hero Arts Spring 2024 catalog release blog hop, and I have a couple of fun projects to share with you using some new designs by Ralph Tyndall. I would say Ralph is fairly new to the card making scene, but he sure is making a splash. And here are some of his new designs with Hero Arts. This first one is the composition notebook pattern. It's a background cling that makes your cardstock look like a composition notebook. And then here's the coordinating composition notebook messages. Stamp and cut. You can stamp, like the little label that would go on your composition notebook. You could customize that. And then here's some hero transfers. These are like fun rub-ons that would resemble stickers that you might, zhuzh up your composition notebook. And now here's the ones I'm going to be using in my project. These are the, stage curtain and the stage curtain color layering stencil set. And this allows you to create this whole stage scene, like for a concert. This is the center stage crowd. It's like a silhouette of a crowd at a concert, just having a time. And then here's the center stage stamp set with coordinating dies. And this gives you all these images, like you can have a group of performers, a singer, some stage lights, ballet dancers, maybe a speaker, and a rock band. And there's sentiments to go with it. There's also one last sentiment stamp set that could be used for either one of these. This is the Essential Messages Stamp and Cut set. So it has all these fun sentiments with these angular dies that cut them out. I'm going to start with this stage curtain. This is a die. It's 2 dies. And then here is the layering stamp set that you can create all these different looks with the stage curtain idea. Okay, I'm not going to use all the stencils. I'm just going to use the ones I want to use. Okay, I'm going to start with a panel. This is Schoolhouse Red cardstock by Simon Says Stamp. I put it on that sticky mat that holds down the cardstock and your stencil. And then I'm going to blend away. I just pulled out some, I believe this is Lumberjack Red Distress ink. Just needed a dark red ink to give you that curtain detail going all around the perimeter. Give it a nice little wash. I'm not trying to do anything gradient, just getting it on there like so. Now, one thing I like to do when I try to remove my cardstock from the sticky mat is I bend the mat. This isn't groundbreaking, but it does help to not warp your cardstock too badly. Okay, then I'm going to take that stage curtain die and just line it up. Both dies. One cuts the inner and then the other gives you the detail in the curtain. Take it off camera. Run it through my die cutting machine, and then I'm going to bring it on and show you the magic. Okay, so it cuts the inner of your curtain. I did have to snip a little bit down on the bottom, and then it also kind of cuts little swoopy details in the curtain, and it really gives you a fun look. Now for the background of my stage, what I did was I Googled stage cartoons. I don't know why I always do that, but whenever I'm Googling something, whether it be a critter, an animal, a flower, a bird, I usually look up the cartoon version because I feel like it translates better into card making, gives you like a real simplistic idea. So I saw all these stage ideas, and a lot of the stages had kind of purpley coloring to them. And I thought that looked really fun with the bright red curtain. So I took a light purple panel of cardstock, and then I blended some purple ink. I believe it was Orchid that I blended, some positively saturated ink, just a light gradient up from the bottom, just a little wash, a little gradient love. Then I'm masking off a little Post-it tape and angle, and I'm eyeballing all of this. No measurements, just eyeballing it. What I'm doing is kind of creating a spotlight effect. So here I pulled out a darker shade of purple, Amethyst, and I'm just blending here. Again, pretty rough. It's not super smooth. Normally I would take real time and go real slow to make this perfectly smooth and all that jazz, but I just needed a little bit of color to create that spotlight effect. And then once I got a layer of the dark purple, I pulled out Iris, which is kind of a purpley blue, very dark, very intense purpley blue. And I'm going to do just a little bit at the top. And this is just going to amp up that spotlight, the gradient look. I love the blue purple onto the purple. It's kind of like a great combination. It looks good with the red curtain. And okay, see how that looks with the curtain? It's coming together. And then I'm just going to take a little bit of scratch paper, lay it on each side of the dark blended angles, and I pull out an acrylic block, and here's some white ink, opaque. It's that Amsterdam titanium white, a little wet brush, and flick on some flicks. When I was doing my Google search, I noticed a lot of times the spotlight, it kind of amplifies the dust particles in the air you might see when that spotlight's coming down. You can see it almost looks like snow, but it's just dust in the spotlight. That's what I was trying to recreate. Some of the little white splotches they're a little heavy. They're a little aggressive, but we're going to go for it. I ain't putting this puppy in the reverse now. Okay, now for the stage floor. I pulled back out that color layering stage curtain stencil set, and I'm doing a little strip. This is cappuccino ink. I believe the cardstock, it might be Honey Nut from Paper Tray Ink. I'll have everything that I use linked in my description box if you're watching this on YouTube. Sometimes I can't remember. I start rifling through that scrap paper drawer, and who knows what brand I'm pulling out. And then as far as my ink goes, I do have a ton of Hero Arts inks. I probably should have used them on this project. But again, when I get excited, I just start grabbing inks willy-nilly. Who knows what brand? Okay, gluing on my little stage floor like so. I did kind of have a little excess I got to trim off here with the scissors. And then when I got a long strip, I like the guillotine. Get her nice and straight like you mean business. And there you have that. Now I wanted to carry on that spotlight effect onto the stage floor. It just felt like it needed it. It was really blunt the way that ended. So I took that Post-it tape, masked off the angles, a little scrap paper. What is this color? Mocha. Giving it a once over on the side, and that will carry on that spotlight look down onto the floor. You'll see how this comes together. This was all organic, just kind of going with the flow, seeing where this was going to take me. Sometimes it works. Sometimes she's a flop. Let me tell you, it doesn't always work out. But here we have a nice purpley stage with the spotlight and the red curtain. Now we're ready to add some images. Gosh, there's so many fun different ones you can use from that center stage stamp set. I couldn't decide if I wanted to do a rock band or a singer or a dancer. I like them all. I just decided to settle on the girl singing. I think it's a girl. I'm using VersaFine Onyx Black ink. Gonna stamp her right in the center stage. It's like, you know what this is giving me? American Idol vibes. Any American Idol fans out there? Is that show still going on? I don't even know. Now it's always The Voice, The Voice, The Voice. But I used to love American Idol back in the day. Now, there was a little bit of gap there where the floor didn't stamp right, so I took a little black ink pen and kind of filled in so that silhouette looks nice and consistent all the way down, taping on my panel onto a white card base, and then I'll just glue on the curtain. You could pop it up if you wanted to add a little foam tape behind it. Keeping her flat for this one. I will pop up the sentiment, don't you worry. I still firmly believe that dimension is life. Can you believe I said it and didn't sing it? I did. I said it and didn't sing it. Okay, gluing on the curtain. Last thing to add is a sentiment. Where are you going to put it? Which one you going to choose? There's so many choices. Who knows? Okay, I went ahead and embossed this one. It says, I'm your biggest fan, and I embossed it in white onto some black cardstock. This is from the center stage stamp set. I'll heat that with a heat gun and then trim it out with my mini guillotine trimmer to a nice little sentiment strip and pop it up on the card. Now, if you have a performer in your life, how fun would this be to give to them? I don't really have a performer. I do have a lot of athletes that perform, not really on a stage, more like on a rink. But look how cute this is. I popped it up and I'm leaving it as is. You could add some embellishment if you want. I went ahead and created another card because I just wanted to do a rock band so bad. And I did a slightly brighter red curtain. I added the center stage crowd. I did the rock band. I did a blue, see how my blue spotlight and background is blue instead of the purple. Just switching out the colors, but everything else is basically the same. Make sure and check out the rest of the spring catalog release with Hero Arts. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you next time.